ஓம் ஐந்து கரத்தனை யானை முகத்தனை இந்த நிலம்பிரை போன்ற எயிற்றினை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை பொந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. சுக்லாம்பரதரம் விஷ்ணும் சசிவர்ணம் சதுர்புஜம் பிரசன்னவதனம் தியாயேத் சர்வ விக்னோபசாந்தயே. வசுதேவசுதம் தேவம் கம்சச்சாணுரமர்தனம் தேவகி பரமானந்தம் கிருஷ்ணம் வந்தே ஜகத்குரும். Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Okay. Let's get to the seventh chapter. Jnana Vijñāna Yoga. Jnana refers to the Atma, Vijñāna refers to the Buddhi. How do you look? Good? Thank you. Jnana Vijñāna Yoga. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Mai asakta mana. And before I proceed, there was a question. I don't want to say who asked this question. What is my nature? What is my nature? Are you talking about the Atman or are you talking about the mind? Yes, I am talking about the mind. What is mind according to the Yoga Sutras? What is mind according to the Yoga Sutras? What is the mind? Samskara seshin chittam. Samskara means habits. My chitta, my mind is made up by samskara. Habits I have developed, right? These habits were developed, my present mind is based on what I have been doing in the past, right? Now this can change. This can change because over my lifetime, mind has been changing. So if you follow the yogic path, your mind can change the yogic mind, right? So there is nothing like if you don't do anything, these same samskaras will do, you will continue to operate in the same way you are operating. This can change. So the question that I got to ask is, the question is that what is non-changing in me and what is changing in me? What is non-changing in me? That is Atman. What is changing in me? The Chitta is changing in me. If the Chitta is changing in me and the Chitta is able to understand the nature of the self, now it is not doing that. It is running all over the place. Can I make my mind change? I will develop the new samskaras. What is the new samskara? Yogic samskaras. Once you develop, that's why it takes time. Because the old samskaras are taking you to a different place. Now you develop the new samskara, yogic samskara, you will be able to understand whatever yoga is able to offer. Provided you are convinced that yoga is going to do good for you. Once you are convinced about it, take to it and do whatever that you are required to do. You will change, right? The same person will change. The same chitta will change, right? Maya sakta manaha partha yogam yunjan madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yatagnyasasi tachrunu. Partha means Arjuna. Maya asakta manaha. Maya means in me. The Lord says in me. Asakta manaha. Asakta manaha. Sakta is to united. Thinking about me or keeping your mind in yoga with me. Asakta manaha. Madhashraya, entirely depending upon me, taking refuge in me. Asakta manaha. Mat ashraya. Yogam yunjan. Yogam yunjan means with the mind attached to me, completely attached to me. Yogam yunjan. Mam. Samagram, believing in me completely, assumption, without any doubt whatsoever, is there God? No, that question should not arise in me. God is there. That we have that particular conviction. With that, I can proceed. Yatagnyasasi, whatever way you are able to understand me, tatishrunu, let me explain to you about me. The Lord explains that, okay, this is how you should understand me, right? Right. So the next sloka, he says, Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyami aseshataha yati jnatva neha bhuyaha anyate jnatavyam avasishyate. He says that in your case, understand me, merely saying God, instead of that, what did God do? All these things he's going to explain. So that you got a better understanding of the nature of the Lord, and so that there will be bhakti or devotion in you. Aham means the Lord says, I, te, to you, to Arjuna, savijnanam. Savijnana means, Vijñāna here refers to, what do you call, the details about the universe. Savijnanam, idam jnanam, this particular knowledge about the universe and me, aseshataha. Aseshataha means without any, completely. Aseshataha means completely. Vakshyami, I will explain to you. Yat jnatva, understanding what I am going to say in this particular chapter, yat jnatva, bhuyaha, again, anyati jnatam, there is nothing else for you to learn. Once you understand the Lord, there is nothing else to learn. The earlier stages, he said, once you understand the true nature of the self, there is nothing else to learn. Now he says, you understand me completely, there is nothing else to do, there is nothing else to learn. Right? This will appeal to a group of people. The earlier approach will appeal to a few other people. Does it make sense? Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam veti tatvataha. There are many people who are devotees of the Lord, right? They go to the temple, they do puja, they come back home, and there are a number of people who believe in God. But there are some people who intensely believe in God, like what, like Saint Tyagaraja you take, right? Or for that matter, Raghavendra, like the number of people who are intense bhaktimans, right? Right? There are grades, there are gradations in that. Okay. Manushyanam sahasreshu, Manushyanam, human beings, sahasreshu, sahasra means thousands or thousands of people. Okay. Kashite, one individual, siddhaye, to understand the Lord, that is the goal. Yatati tries. He tries for the goal. What is the goal? I want to see the Lord. In fact, you take the story of Dhruva Charitra. Have you heard of Dhruva Charitra? Right? Right. His mother, his mother told, only God will help you. Only God will help you. Right? There is a situation where the father is not helping because he is under the henpecked by his second wife. Nothing could be done. Nothing could be done. The mother says, I can't do anything. Right? I want to sit in my father's lap. Right? That's his birthright. Right? She says that I can't do. Only God can help you. So he goes after finding out. There's so much of Shraddha is there. There is no doubt whatsoever whether God exists or not. And then he did tapas. And then he has not no idea about what God is and all that. Narada gave him some hint. He was able to imagine a form of God. And then with that, he was able to meditate, right? And the Lord appeared before him, and then he wanted to say, okay, I have appeared before you. What is it you want? He won't listen. He's completely engrossed in the in meditation of the Lord, a 5-year-old kid, right? And then what the Lord did, he removed the image that the boy was having in his mind, and then he appeared the same way, in the same form, he was meditating, right? So, Mad Bhakti, intense, this kind of bhakti we don't have. When you practice yoga, we don't have the same, what you call, intensity with which you practice yoga. Here also, bhakti people, they just, okay, I want this, I pray, God. That's only at a, what you call, perfunctory level we do that. So that's it's Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yaditi siddhaye yatatamapi siddhanam. Out of the many people who want to achieve yatatamapi, there are many people who worship the Lord, yatatamapi siddhanam, kaschin mam veti tatvata. There are very few people who try to spend their time to understand what God is all about. Right? Okay. Go to the next one. Bhumihi apaha anilaha vayuhu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakriti ashtada. He is explaining creation in a particular way, right? This is what you find in the Bhagavad Gītā. Bhagavad Gītā explains creation in a particular way, and it is said to be explained by the Lord himself. Okay, Bhumi means Prithvi here. Bhumi means Prithvi. There are 5 elements, Prithvi, up, Teyu, Vayu, Akasha. Prithvi is earth. Prithvi, up is water. Tejas is fire. Vayu is air, and Akasha. These are the 5 Panchabhutas. 5 bhutas are there. Okay, Bhumi is Prithvi. Apaha is water. Analaha is fire. Vayuhu is air. Kham is space. Okay. Then these are in the outside world. Inside, and then our body also is made up of these 5. There is what you call Prithvi Tattva in us, there is a Ap Tattva, Water Tattva in us, Vayu Tattva in us, Agni Tattva in us, we occupy space. These 5 bhutas are there in us. So in addition to these in us, we have got 3 things more equally important. What are they? Ahankara, Mano, Buddhi, Evacha, Ahankara. Manas means the the faculty, the facility which is able to coordinate all the 10 indriyas, 5 jnana indriyas and 5 karma indriyas, isn't it? When you walk, when you walk, the eyes, right, you see what is there, and then, depending upon what is on the road, your legs take a different route or whatever. There's a coordination between eyes and your legs. Who does the coordination? That entity is known as manas, right? Manaha, buddhi is the one that is able to think. We have already seen that, analyze things, right? And then ahankara. Ahankara is, okay, I can do this, I want this, or this emotion, the controller of all these emotions. Without ahankara, there are no emotions, right? We are all, what do you call it, bundle of emotions that is created by ahankara. Iti iyam my prakriti. This is prakriti I created. In Sankhya, again, the prakriti is supposed to be independent. But here he says, I created this prakriti, right? So by this, you are able to bring the vertical Advaita. There is only Vedanta, there is only one Tattva, which is Brahman, that is God, when it is associated with creation. Iti iyam me prakriti ashtada bhinnaha. There are 8 things I created, which is called prakriti. Of course, in Sankhya, they are more elaborate. Here, he is not making that elaborate out. That's all. Okay. Then the next one. Apara iyam yitaha tu anyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagate. Tu but iyam this apara. This is considered to be a lower prakriti. This is exactly you find in the what do you call Sankhya philosophy also. Sankhya philosophy, from ahankara, there are 2 divisions. One division will be what? One division will be the what do you call the tanmatras and bhutadi sarga, and then the other one is the what do you call satvika sarga. There are 2 sargas are there, two evolutions are there. The outside evolution, and then what about us? We have got each of these prakriti have got the faculty to what do you call see or interact with the outside world. What we have the 5 senses, we have the 5 karmendriyas, with which we are able to interact with the outside world. So he says, I created 2, one the objects, the other one is the what you call subject. All of us consider to be the subject. Let's not go to the nature of Atman. This is prakriti. This is all prakriti. This is not the Atman. Prakriti itself is made of the objective prakriti and subjective prakriti. The subjective prakriti is now, he calls it para, is the higher one. The lower one is the objective prakriti. What is it made of? The objective prakriti is made up of the 5 bhutas. Of course, in addition to that, he has taken the Atman or the Indriyas also. Is it clear? So, but this apara, this is the lower prakriti. It's not the only thing. I merely did not create what you call these things. In addition to that, I create something else. If I created only this, it will be just like a doll's house, right? There's no activity, nothing whatsoever. Just a city built without anybody living in that. Tu okay. Itaha, from this, anyam. Anyam means different. Anyam means different. Jiva bhutam. Jiva means living. Bhutam, what you call creatures. I created creatures also. In addition to the objects, I also created creatures. Te param prakritim, they are called the higher prakriti. Vidhi, please understand that I created 2 streams. Again, very similar to what the Sankhya's talk about. On the one hand, you got the what do you call, manas buddhi ahankara. Manas buddhi ahankara at the top level will be mahat tattva, ahankara tattva, and all that. And then from the mahat tattva, ahankara tattva, and the what is ahankara tattva, then from the ahankara tattva, 2 streams were created according to Sankhya. One is the subjective stream, the other is the objective stream. The subjective stream will come from buddhi and what we call individual ahankara, when compared to the universal ahankara, and then the mahatattva, which is the universal intelligence. Very similar approach he is talking about here. To iyam aparaha. Only thing is, what is the difference between Sankhya and here? In Sankhya, Prakriti is said to be completely independent. Whereas here, the what you call Prakriti is a creation from Brahman itself. And then when that creation comes from Brahman, that Brahman is called Ishvara. Okay, right. Iyam apara itaha anyam jiva bhutam me param prakritim vidhi mahabaho Arjuna. Idam jagate, this world, this universe, yaya dharyate, right? Okay, the entire universe is made up of what do you call? Made up of the creatures, who are the subjects. Creatures are the subjects, and then the objects of the world are the object for these various creatures. Etadhyonini bhutani sarvani iti upadharaya aham krishnasya jagataha prabhavaha pralayaha tata. See, according to the Sankhya Karika, the freedom can come not only by merely understanding the nature of the self, but also you must understand how the universe is created, right? According to them, okay, what are the three things that you do? Dukkha, Traya, Vigata. Vyakta, Avyakta, Jña, Vijñāna. Understand the three tattvas. What are they? Vyakta. Vyakta means the manifest universe. Manifest universe is made up of the way he is explaining here. They explain the slightly differently, right? Vyakta. Avyakta, what is the source of that? According to them, the source is the Mula Prakriti. According to Bhagavad Gītā, source is what? Source is Brahman, right? Or the Lord, right? Brahman is called Lord when he is associated with creation. This is the difference. This is the difference between Sankhya philosophy and this. But at the same time, what you call the essential details are virtually the same, right? Dhananjaya, mattaha parataram anyati kinchit nasti. See, you don't think it is all overwhelming. You have to go through that sometime or the other, right? At least once you go through, then you take your own time, go through that step by step. Unless you get started, you will never be able to. There is no point in postponing it. Sometime or other. These texts have been studied by people, many people, they spend their time studying. Not only this, they study a number of other texts also. So once you have decided to take to yoga and other, try to study as many. Don't feel overwhelmed by this. You have got to go through it. All right. Next time when you read it, or next time you do it by yourself, go slow by, you take the Yoga Sutras. First time when I studied Yoga Sutra, it was so overwhelming. Then you spend a little more time, think a little bit about each and every sloka. You got plenty of time. I'm not saying that after you do whatever activities you do on a daily, there is plenty of spare time. You are alone with yourself. Then start thinking on these lines. You don't have to have a book and all that. You say, okay, what does it say? What does this particular sutra say? It will become clearer. The whole thing will become more, more meaningful once you start spending a little more time. It needs attention. That's about all. So, to start with, every text is overwhelming. Definitely, everything is overwhelming. You Yoga Sutra, you take Sankhya Karika. First time, it's very difficult. So, God has given us intelligence to be able to understand this. Otherwise, these texts will not be there. Mattaha parataram nanyate kinchit asti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam proktam sutre manigana iva. And one more thing also. Once I think many of you are teaching. You are teaching? You are teaching, sir. I know you are teaching. Are you teaching? Okay, are you teaching? Yeah, no, don't worry. You will teach sometime. Don't worry. And I know about her. What I'm saying is, see, that is, whenever you teach, don't merely teach asanas, right? Every now and then you say something about this. Say one, what is Yoga Sutra says this, just for 1 or 2 minutes. That's what my guru used to do. That is how he would create interest in you, right? When I first met my guru, he was just a yoga teacher, he looked, he looked like, asanas, you'll say, inhale, raise your arms and all that. Then whenever you lie down and rest, he'll say something which is it is so striking, right? Then you start to say, okay, this man we can offer more than giving asanas. Like that, if you are able to create interest in your own students, everybody is looking for something to uplift, right? So if you can say something which is sometimes, lying down, you say, anabhyase visham vidya, that's what you say, anabhyase. Anabhyasa, without practice, vidya means any knowledge, visham, it's not going to be productive. It's going to be counterproductive. Anabhyasa, visham vidya. Like that, he will quote from some text. Just in 1 minute, he will explain this. And then, so over a period of time, you start, not only that you are able to create interest in the student is going to be benefited by that. Don't merely start asanas. You work in 1 or 2 months, you do that, then slowly, right? Don't make it very, don't start imposing, right? Casually mention that. Etat yonini bhutani sarvani iti upadharaya aham kritsnasya jagataha prabhaha pralayasya tatha. Sarvani bhutani, all these creatures, etad yonini, okay, etad yonini, okay, etad yonini, they are all born out of these two prakritis. What are these two prakritis? One prakriti is the bhutas, the other prakriti is the the indriyas and the manas, ahankara and all the subtle body takes the 5 bhutas from the outside world and becomes a drishya atma, right? Subtle body, then the bhuta sharira, right? Subtle body is what? Sukshma sharira. Sukshma sharira takes the 5 bhutas from the outside world and then become the what you call Bhuta Sharira, outside the Bhuta Sharira. So he says, that's what he says. These two, the subtle body and the bhutas, are put together so that you get different creatures. All creatures have got the 5 bhutas. All the creatures have got, most creatures have got the 3, what you call, 3 antahkaranas, and the indriyas are also. Sarvani bhutani etad yonini. Okay, these 2 prakritis, iti upadharaya. Okay, you understand that. These 2 are not distinctly separate from each other, right? This makes sense. Subtle body, you can't see that. Subtle body, the subtle bodiness, subtle body. You see, the subtle body is what you call the embryo is. Embryo is basically a subtle body. Then what does it do? It acquires the 5 bhutas through the mother and becomes a fetus. And then later on, you come out and then take all the 5, the 4 bhutas from the outside. Well, even for sustenance, you have got to take food, you got to drink water, you got to maintain the body temperature, all those things, you have got to, right, water, air, all these things are required. So the interaction between these 2, the what you call the upper prakriti and the what you call the higher prakriti, with that, please understand that all the creatures are made up of these 2 streams. Iti upadharaya aham kristalasya jagataha. Okay, I am in this entire universe. Prabhavaha, I am the responsible for the creation of this entire universe. Tatha, in the same way, pralayaha, ultimately, when the universe merges in me, I am responsible. All of them merge in me. I mean, you can say that, or the entire universe came from Brahman, and ultimately the entire universe goes back to the Brahman. These are 2 ways of looking at the same thing. And the Sankhya's will say the entire universe came from what you call Mula Prakriti, and ultimately everything will merge into the Mula Prakriti. The general concept is the same, only thing is the source is said to be Brahman by these people, whereas the Sankhya say Mula Prakriti is the. Some people make a big issue of this and they say Sankhya is no good and all that. But the amount of information that you find Sankhya is so much that it is not wise to ignore the what you call the teachings of Sankhya and Yoga. Matta parataram nanyate kinchit asti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva dhananjaya Arjuna mattaha when compared to me parataram, there is nothing higher. Anyati kinchit nasti, there is nothing higher than me. Right? There is nothing higher than me. Sutre maniganaha, like beads are, what you call, beads are put together through a thread. Sutre maniganaha iva evam sarvam, this entire universe, even though they all appear to be separate, they are all connected like a sutra. They are all connected by me. They are all connected by me. Okay. Okay, then he says, how do you say that? How do you say that God is everywhere? He says that these are the things. Rasaha aham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho pranavaha sarva vedeshu shabdaha ke paurusham nrishu. Kaunteya, Kunti's son, Arjuna, aham, I, apsu, in waters, various bodies of water, rasaha, taste. I am the one, the tanmatra called rasa, in all the, what you call, in waters, rasaha. Shashi suryayoho. Shashi means what? Shashi means moon, Surya is sun. Both are luminous bodies. Shashi suryayoho prabhaha. The jyoti or the jyoti tattva or light tattva in all this is me, right? They are bodies, right? But what is great about them? The light or luminosity is the great thing about it, and that is me. So why does he say all these things? He said, even though I created this entire universe, I pervade the entire universe. In what way? How do you do that? How do you say that? I say that, these are the, what you call, the essential aspects of these various aspects of Prakriti is really me. You can find God in all these aspects, right? Like a taste in water, like the light in the what do you call, in the celestial bodies, luminous celestial bodies. Shashi Suryayoho Prabha. Sarva Vedeshu, all the Vedas are there, that's the body of knowledge, the olden days. Sarva Vedeshu Pranavaha, right? Everything you want to understand, you understand by the mantra Om. Om represents the source of this entire universe, source of the entire Vedas also. So Om represents the Brahman, and Om represents the Lord. Pranavaha, K means for space. Akasha, K means in Akasha. Shabda is the what you call is the tanmatra that travels through the medium of space, isn't it? Shabda tanmatra. Shabda tanmatra is the one that is responsible for creation of space. Shabda tanmatra is the one that travels through the space and then hits your ears, and then you are able to hear the sound according to both Sankhya and Vedanta, right? There are three things you got to understand: the tanmatras, the bhutas, and the indriyas. There are 5 indriyas which are capable of receiving specific tanmatras. What are the specific tanmatras? The ears can receive only Shabda tanmatras. The tongue will receive only rasa tanmatras. Like the 5 tanmatras are there. And then what is the medium through which these 5 tanmatras travel from the outside world into me? Through the five bhutas, right? Through space, sound is supposed to travel. Through water, rasa tanmatra is supposed to travel. Is it clear? Right. Rasaha aham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho pranavaha sarva vedeshu shabdaha ke paurusham nrushu. Nrushu means human beings. Paurusha means Paurusha means Purushatva, right? Okay. Punyo gandaha prithvivyam cha tejaschasmi vibhavasau jivanam sarva bhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu. These things will become very clear if you have good understanding of the Sankhya. If you merely study this without any background, that is very difficult. Unfortunately, Vedantins study only this, right? In the olden days, people studied all the 6 Vedic philosophies so that they get because they are interdependent, they are sibling philosophies, right? Some of the information that you find in one philosophy will be taken for granted in another philosophy. So unless you study so Krishnamacharya was a master of all the 6 philosophies. He had a Sankhya Shiromani or Sankhya Shikamani. He had a title, he had a diploma. Then Vedanta Vagisha, he was a master of Vedanta. Then he had Yogacharya, because he was, you all know that. Okay, like that in Nyaya Shastra. Nyayacharya was another title he got. So the olden days, they studied all the philosophies so that they had a comprehensive idea about it. Modern philosophies, I don't know, people should not object to it. What I'm saying is, if you merely study Vedanta without the support of, even though there are differences between these two, there are lots of lots of information that is common to all of them. So by rejecting these two, because there are a few differences, you are missing a lot of information that is more easily accessible. If you study those philosophies also. I think many of you have studied the Yoga Sutras, right? You have studied Sankhya Karika, then you start studying the Vedanta philosophy. You get a much more comprehensive idea about the thought process of the Vedic philosophies. Okay. Punyo gandaha prithvivyam. Prithvivyam means in earth, right? Punyaha gandaha, right? The smell can be, smell can be pleasant or obnoxious, right? He says that the pleasant smell that you get from the earth is due to, I am in that. Prithvivyam punyaha gandaha vibhavasa means the fire, vibhavaso tejaha. I am light, not heat. I am light in fire. I am light in fire. Sarva bhuteshu, in all creatures, jivanam, right? Life is, I am life in all the creatures. I am life in all the creatures. Jivanam sarva tapasvishu tapaha. Among all the tapasvins, I am tapas itself. You go to the next one. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhihi buddhimatam asmi tejasvinam aham. Partha Arjuna, Mam, me, Sarva Bhutanam, in all creatures, Sarva Bhutanam, Sanatanam Bijam, right? Sanatanam Bijam, Sanatana means, okay, Sanatana means, what do you call it? Sanatana, perpetual, right? There's something which has been existing forever, right? Sanatana Bijam, okay. What does it mean? Human beings the next generation of human beings, there is there is a common bija, common seed in this. That I am that. It's a generation after generation after generation, every species produces similar kind of similar kind of beings. So that is that seed which is responsible for creating the I don't know, generation after generation. That is me with the buddhimatam, buddhimatam means among wise people. I am the intelligence in all wise people. Asmi tejasvinam, tejasvis are illustrious people. I am tejas in them. Balam balavatam asmi kamaroga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamaha asmi bharatarshava. Balam balavatam. Balam means I am the strength in all strong people. But there is a he qualifies it by saying kama raga vivarjitam. Strong people without kama or raga. Kama means desire. Raga means kama also. Raga is intense desire, obsession, right? Obsessive desire. Kama raga vivarjitam. Strong people without without desire or intense obsession. I am strength in such good people, let us say. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamaha asmi bharatarshava. At the same time, there is kama, there is desire in all human beings. So he says, dharma aviruddha, right? The desire which is not against dharma, which is what you call dharma aviruddha, anything that is against dharma, right? Kama, which is consistent with dharma. Right? I mean, the example that he will give is the the desire between desire between married people. Okay, that is dharma. Kama is dharma, whereas adharma kama is not. Lord is not there. So this is the next one. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamaha asmi bharatarshava. Okay. ये चैव सात्विका भावाः राजसाः तामसाश्च ये मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि न तु अहं तेषु ते मयि. ये च एव further सात्विकाः भावाः sattva, all the objects which are sattvic, all the objects that are sattvic. Rajasaha tamasaha, okay, and also all rajasic and tamasic objects, tan, all of them, mataha eva, they all arose out of me, right? The entire prakriti made up of the three gunas, all the objects arose out of me. That's good. That's clear. Because that's what he said. The prakriti came out of me. So prakriti, the two streams of prakriti. What are the two streams of prakriti? Apara prakriti, lower prakriti of object, and the apara prakriti, which is made up of the subjective stream. Both of them came from me. And then both of them have got the three qualities, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Iti vidhi, that, but aham teshu na te mayi. I'm not in all the three gunas, whereas the three gunas are in me because I created them. But you don't find what you call divinity in these three gunas. Tribihi gunamayehi bhavaihi yebihi sarvamidam jagati mohitam na abhijanati mamebhyaha param avyayam yebihi tribihi gunamayehi yebihi tribihi. All this entire universe is made up of three gunas, full of the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Bhavaihi, all the objects are made of three gunas. Some are more dominantly sattvic, some are more dominantly rajasic, some have a dominance of tamas, right? Bhavehi. Mohitam idam sarvam. Mohitam means the objects, all the human beings, mohitam is completely, what you call, bemused by the objects of the three gunas. And then what is it? Because of that, they don't understand who the creator is. I created the whole universe. You are all completely, what you call, distracted by without trying to find out who is the one who created this. We ask the question when we were young, but as we get older, completely we are overwhelmed by the various activities. Mohitam idam sarvam yebhyaha param avyayam. See, yebhyaha, when compared to these objects, param avyayam, the higher one, the Lord, nobody thinks about the Lord. I am mam, me, na abhijananti. They don't, what you call, they don't understand me. They don't try to recognize me. They don't try to find out who created this universe. And then the Yoga Bhatikal Sankhya Karika clearly says there are three things you've got to understand. You've got to understand the nature of the self, the source of the universe, and the way the universe itself was created. Then there is no doubt whatsoever. Absolutely, there is no doubt about it. And then, so here, that's what he says, right? So now in this section, even though he talks about God, he also talks about in the Sankhya philosophy, the second chapter, he talked only about the nature of the self. He didn't go through the evolution as the Sankhya Karika explains. But now, in a similar way, as the Sankhya Karika explained, he explains the creation itself, right? Okay, I think we'll stop with this, and then let me try to chant the previous chapter. Jnana Yoga. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Anashritaha Karma Palam Karyam Karma Karoti Yaha Sasanyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnihi Na Cha Akriyaha Yam Sanyasamiti Prahuhu Yogam Tam Vidhi Pandava Nahi Asanyasyaha Asanyasta Sankalpo Yogi Bhavati Kaschana Arurukshoho Muner Yogam Karma Karanamuchyate Yogarudasya Tasyeva Shamaha Karanamuchyate Yadahina Indriyarteshu Na Karma Swanusajjati Sarva Sankalpa Sanyasi Yogarudaha Tadochyate Uddharet Atmanam Atmanam Natmanam Avasadayet Atmaiva hi Atmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmanaham Bandhuratmatmanasah tasya yenotmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve varteta atmaiva shatruvate jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha shita ushna sukha dukkeshu tata mana apamanayoho Jnāna Vijñāna triptatma kūtasto vijitendriyaha yukta iti uchyate yogi Samaloshta Ashma Kanchanaha Suhrun Mitraha Udasina Madhyastha Deshya Bandhushu Sadhushvapicha Papeshu Samabuddhihi Vishishyate Yogi Unjita Satatam Atmanam Rahasistitaha Ekaki Etatitatma Nirashihi Aparigrahaha Shuchodeshe Pratishthapya Stiram Asanam Atmanaha Natu Shritam Nati Nicham Cha Chailajina Kusha Uttaram Tatraikagram Manakritva Yatachitendriya Kriyaha Upavishya Asane Yunjyate Yogam Atma Vishuddhaye Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam Dharayan Achal Stiraha Sampreksha Nasikagram Swam Dishaha Cha Anavalokayan Prashantatma Vigata Bhihi Brahmachari Vrate Sthitaha Manasamyamya Machitto Yukta Sita Matparaha Yunjannevam Sadatmanam Yogi Niyatamaнаsaha Shantim Nirvana Paramam Matsamstam Adhigacchati Jnati Ashnastu Yogaha Asti Nacha Ekantam Anashnataha Nachati Swapnashilasya Jagrato Naiva Cha Arjuna Yuktahara Viharasya Yuktacheshtasya Karmasu Yuktaswapna Avabodhasya Yogo Bhavati Dukhaha Yada Viniyatam Chittam Atmanyeva Avadishtate Nispruhaha Sarva Kamebhyo Yukta iti Uchyate Tada Dehda Deepo Nivatasto Nengate Sopamasmruta Yogino Yatachittasya Yunjato Yogamatmanaham Yatra Uparame Chittam Niruddham Yoga Sevaya Yatra Cha Eva Atmanatmanam Pashyan Atmani Tushyati Sukham Atyantikam Yattate Buddhigrahyam Atindriyam Veti Yatra Na Chaivayam Sitaha Chalati Tatvataha Yam Labdhva Chaparam Labham Manyatena Adhikam Tataha Yasmin Sito Na Dukkhena Gurunapi Vichalyate Na Vidyate Dukkha Samyoga Dusya Samyoga Viyogam Yoga Samjitam Sa Nishchayena Yoktavyo Yogo Anirvinna Chetasa संकल्प प्रभवान् कामाने त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् अशेषतः मनसैव इन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः शनैः शनैः उपरमेत् बुद्ध्या धृति गृहीतया आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चिदपि चिन्तयेत्. I think we'll stop at this. Even if there's one more minute, we'll stop. वनमाली गदी शार्गी शंकी चक्री च नंदकी श्रीमान नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवोभिरक्षतु यज्ञेशाच्युत गोविंद माधवानंद केशव कृष्ण विष्णु ऋषिकेश वासुदेव नमोस्तुते शंख चक्र गदा पाणि श्रीमद्वारकान्निलयाच्युत गोविंद पुंडरीकाक्ष रक्षमां शरणागतम् नमो ब्रह्मण्य देवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. ओ ओके. See you tomorrow.